say in Cote d'Ivoire aduane boɔ ɛfo ɛnyɛma boɔ ɛfo ana na Akufo-Addo de yɛ campaign etia obi no ɛnɛ sɛ Ghana for ayɛ saa de ni nyina na ɛkɔm di o ma
ɛkɔm di obia ɛkɔm di obia listen and ɛkɔm let me kasa mo chro me nyam kasa mo chro mami kasa mo chro
Ghana for
ɛkɔm di no why obi mfrɛ sɛ kɔm di no
hey kojo
yes obi mfrɛ sɛ kɔm di no mbebusa ne sɛ adentina kɔm di no yes. But hold on, Mami kasa munchro. No, hold on. So because hold on, oh, Masa, you enjoy such generalism. No, Ghana for. We have ever been hungry. What is a com? Minimum be a nay. Hey, Mami kasa munchro. Me offer. Me boni ding. Now our shops straight. I won't cry. Yeah. And now, okonya adwuma foforo. And now the shops straight. No, Emma na down for party be on na mo mpene ho asem. There be a boy na te a shop home makola hodo. Na ono otwamu anu ato bibi kitu abi no adie bia Kofi Brokuma bia no ato. Me offer the shop 3 jar no. After na the guest 3. Or that Chinese takeaways them our no ade onu di fufu anopa ne anwumre. We jai Kofi Brokuma ni di. You see our so standard. Hold on. Enei, mami no hold on. Enei, emabu no maba. If you start no. Now kwa adwaya, odo na ase atwitwi ho. Enei ye se fe be pedicure. E fresh ye maame no na omunye nail pa, omunye fingernails inside you no. And they now what you be a babunu be so quite news one quite news tin. Hold on, me drew. And they yes no natural hair in a bo and there's some crowd who natural hair na your bon almost three. They be a question weave on $1,500. Our lifestyle has changed. That is there, but our lifestyle has changed. Today, hold on. Living. A commoner worker said, "Don't go for go school no tape." And then Okoteka. Look at the number of takeaway joints in tech. Look at the number of Uber foods that goes into tech. Go school near secondary school university. Our standard, our lifestyle have changed into the. If you want to cook and not buy Uber foods, if you want to cook and not go to Chicken Man, if you want to cook and not go out and live a luxurious life, you find food in Kumasi.
If you want to cook, but sir, 5 kg now.
5 kg, babe.
5 kg of rice.
Why do you need 5 kg of rice? First, you need to talk. Why do you need to talk? But 5
kg now. First, now 5 kg now 30. And you come say 105. Because of that, in Intermediate complaining.
Ice cream, fan ice. First, you need to chum. Fan ice. It's fan ice. It's you and then you 5 kg. You also 5 kg.
Sir.
But that's the point. You can afford. You see, you started by saying 5 kg. You don't need 5 kg.
But fan
ice. You don't need a whole pack of fan ice.
It's first not fan ice.
Let's not take the conversation where we are taking it. Let's not be put No. But I'm just trying. The point I'm trying to make.
Give me a minute. According to NCC report, it is clear that economy, jobs, unemployment, cost of living are the key reasons are Ghana for reasons.
But the unemployment within the last 7 years, this government has done more jobs than any government in the history of this government. No, forget the unemployment rate you're looking at. The number of jobs, 2.6 million jobs given to Ghanaians. 2.6 million. What did John Dramani Mahama do? 2.6 million Ghanaians have got jobs within the last 7 years. Dear me can say no, and I'm saying let's stop this conversation because Ubia Uti, they be on TSA or the Kujupuku say. The point I'm trying to make is that I'm not trying to mimic people's hardship. I'm not trying to mimic say me DOB a come ho grow there be. As some man say me can sa rubi junisa
Ebusiafo echo bibia wabaso ha yenkutu 101 minyansa ne madwin so yeda wase wo a wo hwe me bia Roberta Lamte ye chiao obi bia wabaso bia ye chiao misremo mo say yenye active na nsen intino se mo ba na se YouTube especially se mo ba na se mo amfa mo likes no ama na mo engage mo ho a emmo ama video no enko akiri enu ntine ye ba ye ka chem se mo hwe wo YouTube no mo nyina no mo ba na mo like ya beboa so ofi se untumi like ya it is as well as say nka wo ma mehwe kra wo yesa na wo no mom no watna ye rich near day eso eni se wo ba okay se wo fere se obe share ana obe like na akobi feed mu ama ehu se wutie nkoto a ene e mesro memehwe because na wo ya ye hypocrite o ya ye nyatwem aha so ye mfa nyatwem entna ha sei wote ase intini se opese obo a ye newska di obetumi aya ne se odi okokromoti keke na de be like video no na atimi akọ obi nso feed mu comment the open na comment open so a on comment inti no edo obi biase wa hwe bia no so yes a ebeboa wa anye nso dia eto je wa untimi nkogina ba bi nkasa akwa we sei open asem open asem a men kan tro se be ma miska di obetumi aya ne se obe contribute to buy se obeboa na video no etimi wura amanfo enso e feed mu na ya intim free ye eche obi bia wo hwe ye yes Roberta and Ike ye che obi bia yenko yenim ye may waste time because yenyansa ne yenim die so an kojopoku no we na nanka wo se NPP fo yi no nanka waba beye omo leader na waba be da Ghana ballot sheets to ne yakwa akoto aba e de ama omo yes baby am wono actually I don't know network in this country terrible and aya ne kan aya na mayenka ye experiencing kura hodo be brain no yenim baby omo network ene yenim nkro ni bia omo mo bra bia wo wiase mu nsoso no omo de kro no adwin to omo de biti wiase yes anti ebeka yesi mahama akọ UN akọ ma speech any ade nti ne yete ha sei enkwasiafo no ene nkwasiafo no de ye ba ne abeto abo omo yeto bo omo bam ne yekofi ne akoda na omo eho airpo yes inti no o hase ya de me kire wa ne say try na engage wo ho because ye ba ya che inti we expect say anka ye dru echi yes network no emma feed no emma me am wie na me kohwe ya me hu say scratch say ya ha UK omo network terrible ye ka kura system say nya dwuma pa wo mu a omo a enso so ma biti wiase wi nti wo ye ho hwe a enye ye eno ho asem ne ye bekan and me seda ena me de the topic na omo to ho aba ewo UN no e the year title no and oye ni saa ensem na obekan no because of title no a odi aye no anya agrada ni we say nti no feed no MBA the internet is there to promote nkwasiasem mostly o kan kwasiasem dia o me but adia ebe hiti enkofo a omodi omusika fani sa nyoma we nyina no beti ase you know sometimes yes small boy be a Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook yede dia owusika let me tell you the fact of the matter munim enene say sa nyoma ni nyina no sa nkofo na ebubo omudi so omo ne de bae no omo ye pawns okay omo no omo ye characters a de omo chire wiase but omo ankasa systems de omo dia no military agencies a enkro bi dia yes enu ntina so omo hwe ye mre bi na US eni abre o TikTok UK eni abre o TikTok wonim ne ntia because US nim say ono de the military no ene de Facebook buy eno ma said that nkofo bi aye phase of it nti nkofo ni denim keke say omo na champion ade no but system ni nyina no nkro bi for dia I am telling you and these are some of the hardcore truths ding nti say ade no ebeko etia omo they know and they have systems to suppress enyoma onze adia yekoye no UN no US nkwa ato abetia and this tells you say to me yes it's good move say John Dramani Mahama in the name of Ghana representing Africa on the center stage on the global stage trying to push for the idea that Africans need to be reparated. Yes, we need to be reparated, but it is not as easier as we think it is. The reparation process, it is not so an easy process for us to go through. Into more, you take it on a superficial like levels, you may get things wrong. Let me state it emphatically. Omo also mutual reparations na nkasa no omo atoaba de etiaye. The US voted against the agenda. And that should tell you, say, Sanko for omne also mutual reparations, and so they are them not prepared to pay. Fashe utrim. But the biggest point I ever make you had say, before you suffer for 400 years and over, you suffer, and before the transatlantic slave trade, ni yedi kan so ade asuffer. Ni yedi kan so asuffer. And sana slave trade na nkasa na sa kind of transatlantic way no ebano ni yedi kan suffer series of slave trade in different forms and formats. And we have not won. Obi say we have won. We have not won. Ye really yo. Afin and tokwano yebe kone kesiye. Mon fanche me yes. Minya flu ntina ma me kasa wo mitrim yes. Obi beka se me kasa wo ntinanka. Wano eshe utrim no o kasa nke ngo utrim nanka beko hin. Yes, but this is how ye kanu ye nyini betu say me kasa ewo mitrim because minya flu ntino afina ye recover. Ntino it is not as it is not an easy process. It's not as easy as you see it. So please, now before say about substantive issues, me who say before then, I got the intel, be information over internet, so na Ghana, Burkina, tomatoes, na and blah blah na. A whole lot of issues going on between Ghana and Burkina Faso. Sometimes, if we should put aside all the political colorations and come to full conclusion, this thing, and say, after Kwame Nkrumah, after Ignatius Kutu Echampong, say ye lampo all the other leaders of Mababedi Ghana sunu nyina no a, including their wodono and their wono nyina na ye nyina any yesikafo wo Ghana ho nyina no ye yenkwasiafo. And say ye timi to talk cars be good them near to timi to talk aeroplanes ema ne nam wiem na ye ntimi non toes enia. Forget about the love you have for certain people in the country. Ye jimi for first class. And we need no reparations from Obronibia. Yeah, Jimmy. These are some of the things why I strongly oppose reparations payment to any African country, because after paying the monies, people will intentionally and diabolically, sinisterly, friends say, cynistically steal the money. Amanfo ani abre no. Hey, you Germany edi Jews for a call amaniemu. Omo ase omuntua sika mfa ma omo no. Sika ahia na omutua ye. Sika ahia na omo di tua de ma Israel. The problem is not reparation payment, because one resource in any of the African countries that suffered in the hands of these colonial powers during the transatlantic period or slave trade, one particular resource can offset any reparations. You want the people to apologize. The people will not apologize. You are forcing them to come out to apologize. They can say things and make they can like embellish issues and present them to you. That will not solve, that will not lift us from our economic quagmire and our woman. Opatia billions of pounds, millions of billions of dollars, billions of euros. Germany, skase no mantua fama Namibia. But ye chairman Namibia ekoko si say. Ye chia sikanema we are what next? What is the end game, the end result? What is it? The issue at hand is not reparation payment. The issue at hand, and then say, President John Mahama, anytime you get the chance again to speak to the world, speak to your own people, how they pillage their individual public purse. Sikana, Yadima Omono, go to Nigeria, the most useless country on earth. Nigeria. I always hold serious argument with some Nigerians wherever I meet them. And they always tell me that their country will one day be better. So I continually ask them, what measures have they put in place in their country to throw to researchers, statisticians, to base on empirical evidence or data to project into the future, to make concrete decision and research findings that indeed, because we have seen these structures being put in place in Nigeria, and that can be the bedrock, that can be the foundation for the future we envisage. There's none. So what makes you think that if you are not making any preparations ahead of time, and now time catches up, and then you still want to tell me that you will make it? How are you going to make it if you don't make advanced preparations? Whatever you want to enjoy tomorrow, you have to start today. So what plans have you put in place to take care of tomorrow? You haven't put any plans in place to take care of tomorrow, but you are anxious. You are hopeful that tomorrow there's a better future for you. The future is starting today, right now. Today started yesterday. And tomorrow is starting now. If you want to go into tomorrow, what preparations have you made for today? So the preparations we have made or we continue to make in our respective African countries cannot throw any confident hope, to even a baby. No child, especially in Ghana, Togo, Burkina Faso, Nigeria, can beat their chest and say to their respective countries that yes, our future or our futures, let me put it in that way, our futures are going to be bright. You don't make preparations and you want manna to fall from heaven. What kind of parochial and myopic mindset? You want to build a future generation. You want better life for your people in the next 20, 30 years, but the plans you are putting in place cannot even stand the test of time for 2 hours. You have Buhari in office trying to hoodwink people from the other political parties into their party and then giving some kind of untenable political, marketing, or I don't know what they are doing in that country called Nigeria. And you think that these Europeans are stooges, and so they should tax their people and come to you and dash them out to us in the form of reparation, so that 2 weeks time our people will in countries buy real estates, buy big cars, buy big kind of stupid stuff, and then the marginalized and the destitute in society will continue to wallow in poverty, and this vicious cycle of hardship, disease, and what have you continue. Mufisa Abrofunoma Jimmy Saon. Do you think these people who colonize us, if they were that stupid, do you think that they would be able, if they were that stupid, they would not be able to colonize our ancestors? The brain and the minds they have, you have no idea. And so they should carry money and come and give to you. They should apologize to you. How can nature like be pitiful of its own actions? How can the lion be guilty of its quest of trying to find food, look for food for itself and its future generation? Do you think nature is built like that? Or the universe is built like that? That the lion will be like, how do you even put it? Will feel some kind of guilt for killing the antelope? So if the lion doesn't kill the antelope, do you think that the lion will get food to eat? No, Bob. If indeed it is the respect people are looking for, that people should respect you, people don't respect others when they don't see the actions of those who are yearning for that respect, showing some kind of respect. That your actions should actually show some kind of respect to those you want them to respect you. If you are looking forward for people to respect you, and then the little monies you have, they see you fooling about with the monies, and you think that they should gather their because your ancestors were thrown into like the sea, and so what? And so what? Let me tell you, if we continue to play around the emotional cards, we will forever remain the most sumptuous meal for our devourers. So dear, and anytime the lion comes into your territory, and then you start to think, why you lion, you always come into our territory, you don't want us to flourish, you don't want us to do A, you don't want us to do B. The more you sit in the comfort of your territory to complain, in the presence of your devourer, the more your soup becomes so delectable to the devourer. Yentna ho, and just always trying to play the emotional card. Yes, it's Sassikamaya. After going through slave trade, look at the number of minerals we have discovered. and look at the crazy negotiations our own people have led us into. When we have raw material and as a resource, na yedima wankasa ukrom ni kura no a obi se dabi yedima ukrom ni se ontu a obenya sika asenye. Obenya sika asenye ntino. Yebedi enyinahini bauxite near the ama China ni. And you see Bruni mami to reparations man. Me say we are Vietnam for so the Baby film. President Mahama, yes, you are doing your bit. You want history to remember you. History will remember you, but the same history will castigate some of you because crazy. They are animals in human skins. I am telling you, this is the blatant truth. This is the hard truth. Reparations. So Japan, etuya reparations edema Korea. Today, see Korea. Korea, and now the Korean economy is performing better than the Japanese economy. How many times do you hear that countries like Korea, Japan, China, they get people in their own country collecting bribes from Western powers to topple the government and administration in their country? How many times have you heard such stories? Say Korea ni be kwa kojisika every Western powers to say hand on your resource. But Africans will take money from Western powers, destroy their own, and then give our resources, put our resources on a silver platter, and we hand them peacefully, under no duress, under no stress. We hand our resource peacefully on a silver platter to any Frenchman, any British that go and destroy your country so that we will give you a mining site at Takwa. Now, sa British politician no say ni crew no we our back Ghana say mo ka say mo be ma me mining site or ta country no me dey say me crew no Bruni bia anye sa. But in our case, people will collect metals that are in his own background that you can find. Metals on him. Black man will collect cars, Toyota Land Cruiser 5, and destroy his country. Obibini, the black man will collect cars. And when they finish doing all stupid things, then they will tell you it is because of slave trading, Tino. And so if someone, if someone some years ago used you as a slave, does it mean that your brain has stopped functioning and so you cannot think right? But you know how to lie with a female and get the female pregnant. That one you haven't forgotten. But how you should think to save yourself and that child you having that horizontal refreshment to bring out or to bring forth. You're not thinking about that child, what food, what shelter, what education system, what health system are you going to provide for this child? You don't think about, but you think about the horizontal refreshment. How you position one leg pointing to the north, one leg pointing to the south, and then you do your Samia Kwaba. That one you can remember. That one you are well aware of it. But you are not well aware of the fact that you need to make advanced preparations to make sure you put the interest, the lives, and the destiny of your future generation above all other interests and any other interest. Mofi say, yeah, me nko to me ba betna ha no ma ba be praise Africa. Let me tell you, those who are supposed to do the payment, typically, America should have been the leader. So if America should vote for this particular resolution, then it throws some kind of like understanding that the people are ready to make payments. But on no basis, the one who is supposed to do the motion, and so the jubilation has no basis, has no remit, and has no power and relevance. Let's get it straight. Go to Congo, what they did to Patrice Lumumba, his own countryman. Mobutu Sese Seko, look at what he did just to get himself mansions in France. Built unnecessary mansions in his own country. Last time, I chanced on one video, and this blogger had gone to where Mobutu put up some kind of like at the time, like gigantic mansion. As we speak, that mansion has become a desolate place. No one lives in there. And that place has been taken over by weeds, rodents. The whole place is inundated with filth. But because of that stupid mansion, lot of kids, lot of girls lost their future and their destiny. We are back home in Africa collecting stupid bribes, destroying people's future. And then we make this, the story seem as if the moment the white man got into Africa, they started entering homes and villages and started capturing people. We should tell our story, and we should tell our story in the right way. No stupid embellishment. We will tell the story how it's supposed to be told. Let me tell you, if you care to know, those who did the slave trade, they were also some long time ago slaves. Because the UK, you like the British, were ruled by the Vikings. And who were the Vikings? They were from the Danish people, the Danish kingdom. They also ruled the people. But the only issue here is that the African race is the only race that has suffered racism after the abolishment of slave trade, in the sense that our physical appearance, by dint of our skin complexion, draws the line of difference between the slave and the slave master. Let's assume if this transatlantic slave took place in somewhere like England, and the English people colonized maybe the Norwegians, because they have same skin color, one cannot tell the difference between who was a slave and who was a slave master. But in our case, our very color this, gives out the difference, and it makes things utterly obvious that upon seeing the black man and the white man, you can clearly know that this man was the slave and that person was the slave master. And that's why we're making hue and cry of the slave trade. The British, they were one-time slaves. The Portuguese were one-time slaves. So this is not any news. If you do not use your gumption, if you don't use your brains, people will use their brains and you will suffer for not using your brains. Get things straight. So when you see Adrian, people will use their brains, and you, the one who is refusing to use the brains, will be the sufferer. And if you turn out to be the sufferer, you don't complain because you've been lazy. You're not proactive. You don't think deep. And so, if you don't keep an eye, or you don't look at and then observe your environment, your surroundings very well, and you know what time is conducive for you to go out or come out, what time is it for you to call back in? If you don't know all these tricks, you don't have any defensive mechanism. As we speak now, no African powers, no African country can stand the wrath of Iran. If Iran decides to destroy the entire Africa without any help from the West, without any help from our colonial masters, Iran will subdue us in a couple of minutes. Just because we are a group of people who do not have any defensive mechanism. So how can people, about 200 men, get themselves on an Asian boat, sail miles from Portugal, and then they get to Elmina and take about 5,000 to almost 10,000 people into some kind of slavery, to the extent that the visitor, the stranger, is able to coerce you to change your language and pick their language. Is it not so surreal? Is it not so absurd? Is it not so ridiculous that people sail miles? A stranger comes to your country. For example, if you are an Ashanti man, you are in Kumasi, and one Frafra man and his children and wives come to your place, and because the Frafra man is trading with you in some kind of commodities you are so much interested in, you tend to leave your language, and then you learn the language of the few strangers who have come into your fold. You leave your language, the language about 10,000 people are speaking. You leave the language, and then you tend to follow a language that 8 people are speaking. Are we crazy? When we come to their country, do they become slaves and we become the masters, or we are always the slaves and they are the masters? Tell me, those of us in the diaspora, wherever you find yourself, whether you are in Germany, irrespective of your academic qualification you have there, they still want to suppress you. They always putting measures in place. You might have completed university, but they will still demand from you that you should write islet. Having completed Legon, you come here and then you see Romanians and Polish people walking freely around, but they are demanding that a Nigerian graduate in computer science must still write islet before you can properly integrate in their country. And we are thinking of reparations. We're thinking of reparation payment. Are we crazy as a people? How much at all are they willing to pay? And what will be of that what will be a particular use of that money you guys are yearning for? Is it that we are so dumb to the extent that the resources we have discovered years after, centuries after colonization and slavery, we still do not know how to transform or process these raw materials into usable everyday forms that can transform our lives and the lives of our future generation. If we have people, and then politics, you see people who claim that they are too wise. Why are you guys talking about politics? Why don't you think about your own self? You get your own friends, your course mates, some of your classmates, you think that they are savvy. They will come, hey, Enkoto, Akwame also cry. Why do you worry yourself talking about this? Ghana no ebeye yanka yeye. But these same people will sit hours on TikTok and will be listening to Akushia Sewa and that Lumba issue. That one will bring financial freedom. That one will fix hospitals in Ghana for them. Oyinyansani o wako school onimnyansa se nkoto ne Kevin ye de politics ne yeka mo pe politics dodo onu betimi atranslate 3 hours na otie kwase bi ete ho ade ya akosua sewa that Lumba akosua sewa that Lumba ne watie no wa men no owe the year discussions. But those taxing them, those who are supposed to use their taxes into the building of schools, hospitals, road constructions, no, I know they also on koka, but Akushia say wasem there. He or she will have ample time, enough time for discussions and for listening. Now, Sankofo we yakoje reparations ebre omo. Group of people are omo jimiesi. Yakoje reparations ebre omo. Die ye no montiase. That is why in one of my short videos, me catch MAHAMA say, if indeed his brother will be the only person who be to me, aboye no way you see your resources, no odi aduane see a table so I don't care. Say MAHAMA brother, if Ibrahim MAHAMA any bit to me at 10 tonu dam, e dia produce aduane ama ye di. What tonu what 10 river water no na ye dia do anuane ne ye di ne enkoye adeswan fama ewiase nyina. Yemfa insuo no nhyɛ no sɛ Ibrahim MAHAMA fa nsuo no. But if your leaders, if your rich ones, the rich individuals, the so-called rich individuals are small boys are mabaye ya me dey me pep politics, bloggers, no mu di. Kwame despite ne nkofo achi. Saturdays omo koki fit no mo the camera edi achi. No mu twitwa omo twitwa wie a wo papa ni sika ye de koto machines free China and be ye mechanized farming. the owo sika say wo say okoto machines the be mechanized farming no or the scanner kototo 1825 cars uko internet so Aston Martin ubenya hwe Bugatti the first Bugatti you will not get in Kwame Despite car museum or auto museum ho but uko internet so ubenya hwe wo senko to be me jiminti memfa 200 cedis Emra Accra East Legon na me metua 200 cedis ade ya me de ba behwe Cybertruck ye ni esikafo ne politicians na no ye Jimmy ye ma Jimmy nti ye bekoso awu Jimmy fo na oman no bekoso aho atere wo mo because ye Jimmy e ma e wo ga na Jimmy enu nti na antena mo anya kwan a omo fly for wiem no ma me efe mo fly for wiem because e ma na omo kronum omo agimi ememme wo kronum agimi nti ye wo nkoda agimifo na nkoda agimifo aba ye president na bia be ministers ye bekoso agimi na de bia ye gimi wi a ya beka kire ye ho se broni de ye akoa enu nti na ye ntumi yanko ye nim no no aba ye sa abofra no a ne maami wuja no na ne papa de ne kokko ware oba foforo na ni papa eyire no edi ono no yemuma edi ko private school na we ni wabro na odi wo call government school na uko miti teachers ya tre omo the pedagogy how to teach kids government school teachers no omo ni nim kwan a ye fa so tre nkura de ena o papa yire ne de wo ko share sankofo ni nsa ena wote ho ena wo kase because of say o papa yire no eni mane de omo ko international schools ani boarding nti no ye de wo ko government school nti no wo si obuafu nti wo nsua de ena wo ko ni namusa oni namusa wo be wie school no nsusu saa na wo ba sanya wo som a wo twitwi nchense wo wankasa papa fie no obekwa akoda ho osu bema onu so agimi te se wo na ba be fawo na mo asa wo na o maame no okay o stepmother ne ma no omo akomo anim omo ba na omo afrew afia akua akwasi ye ba o te se omo ba onim se omo the trainers bebrel omo the bag bebrel ni wani age then you will continue to serve them enye saa na ekoso wiase enye saa na ekoso ye krom ho e wo Ghana ho ni ekoso no life we on yinya wo tum wia what nature hates is complaint. What nature? The universe hates people who complain. Inya do tu wiase we mo. You must survive first. When everyone sees you surviving, you fighting hard, collecting things that are not even yours, they start to shiver and pave way for you. Now I walk it through. If I should tell you, baby, I'm got to free. I bedru hasi na. Kabo say yes. Akwa we were a lion no oba. Those who know me and some of you watching me from every corner of the world, no, or more encounter me growing up, no, they will tell you I was not talking, but I was keeping stuff here. I'm ready so, you know. And you better internet so I kasano. I went through what we call the mill. And yet, Africans, yet, we know what is expected of us. We would dare not do our responsibilities. Yen ye wasi ye you. but you really could blame a man for. Ofi say America eko to say Iran so no. Debe intia. Your resources are or per se American companies fan of fofo ewo Iran inti. Because Iran enya akodie bi ano ohia American timi nsisi wo mo. Ona na bube o se aboa brechi se baby a moja bom wo no eho na adidi wo. American nim se baby a okọ no ni sojafo betimi awu but o se obekọ adentia eho na adidi wo. Some people's ancestors sailed miles on the Atlantic. Now, if he said Diago di Azambuja, ne wo fase any Kwame Frifa Mensa, say only wo fane Diago di Azambuja. Nkwasiafo hene, ne wo fane Diago di Azambuja. O tena shape so, ode ba Ghana no. O tena shape so, ode ba Africa no. Na wo fi say na omo ho ato mo. Na ekom de wo as at the time they were looking for food to feed their people into ehemfo no ana omo Portugal no any Spain any Denmark any England and omo to omo nkofo gum say go search for food for greener pastures. Ye hona greener pastures no. If anyone deceive you, say there's any greener pasture, this cold weather anymore, tell that person is a lie. Asemwa, the obo besia, Emma wo, ohieni, okoje besia ni tuya hon, ensi 50%, 30% no. Wajja tum se wo yehiani ema de obo wo besia no adane sikani na oye sikani a onfa ni sikane na onfa nkoye adwuma. The fact is wo hiani no wo ju wo tum se wo yehiani no se wo nya sikani a anka wo ye den na wotimi de obi sika ekoye adwuma ediri sika no koma no ese tua ho interest demand on si adada wo wiase ya catch us e wumum na ye hiani na hiani no unim kwan a ye fa so pesika ba watimi ahu kwan a ye fa so pesika ene wanya nipa no principal no unya nipa no principal ni wiye no ukotua ma no so oje 10,000 na wotua ma no utua ma no wiye no o say sika na amede ma wa wo de koyi adwuma for 10 years no ho mfa so anasinsi hu a wo so si no eye 5,000 ena utua kan so mi busa se dia na wo de ne 10,000 koye yi ntia unya ho 5,000 no na nka wo ankasa 200 no anka wo de hyase ena wo de se utirim se wo de wa ho ka ewo se utua sa wo de se utirim se wo di obika Udi se utirim se udi obika into ompese ni sika ne bese na opese okutua ni sika ne ma na usentua ensi huma no na dachi upe bia wo nsa aka no so the sa principle no ano e de se udi ni mu a na ye ketwa na anka so build ye anka onko nipa no enko jebesia se nya jimi fo ne ye ya wu na wo gold wo koko no udo koko wia na ono na ni nsem ensi ncheche no ono na oba be kire wo se metua ne sei enne o ka se obema bu se ya o se wonye no watete so enne cocoa farmers isu because ye jimi ye ni brains ai mu odin a ye de hwe ye ho mo asikafo ajimi mo politicians ajimi mo ahemfo ajimi mo traditional leaders ajimi ye nyina ye ya ajimi fo ne egukro ni mo Ontiasie. No reparations. I support the United States for voting against reparations payment, because even if they pay the reparations, the average individuals in the respective African countries will not have any meaningful benefit from it. If they want any reparations, the time starts now, like what MAHAMA said. And there's no need even coming into public to disclose your intentions to the world. We should also have some declassified plans. Some classified plans. Na yemfa ense honfa nchichiri crew. No reparations. No reparations. Ontiasie jai. Gold a yetu no oboase. Gold a yetu no otakwa. Edia sense ase. Oil. Aya drill on Nigeria. Look at the barrels, the millions of barrels of oil we have drilled in Port Harcourt, in the Delta, Niger Delta Basin in Nigeria. What good benefit have the people of Nigeria? What have they got from the millions of millions of barrels of oil from the Niger Delta? What benefits have they got from the oil? You want to tell to your people you are fighting the white man. You don't fight the white man in this kind of, or through this means. You fight the white man by one, keeping quiet, nipping corruption in the bud, trying to make sure you educate your population to that height that the average Ghanaian, the average African will understand their very existence. The first form of education is to let your citizens understand their very existence. Why are they surviving? Why are they existing? If they're able to understand that, that is the first level. If we really come to the full understanding that why are we Africans and why were we put in that kind of temperature and climate or climate, if we tend to understand those basic things, we will scale the first hurdle and get onto the next hurdle and get onto the next hurdle and the hurdles thereafter. We are not serious as a people. We are a bunch of stooges trying to play around emotional cards, always trying to emotionally blackmail people. People whose natural behavior is that of the lions will forever remain lions. And if the lion gets into your territory and you don't protect yourself and the younger ones, you will first of all be devoured, you'll be eaten up, and then when they finish eating you and they seem not to be satisfied, okay, they will chance on you, or they will move on to the young ones, and that will be the culture for them. No reparations. Bam.
Your Excellency, Secretary General of the UN, Excellencies, permanent representatives, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Progress is made in little steps. It is the forward motion towards something better, and changes often come incrementally. Today marks the International Day of Remembrance of the victims of slavery and the transatlantic slave trade. It is a day on which we honor the memory of the approximately 13 million African men, women, and children who were enslaved over the course of several centuries. We remember them through articles, oral histories, through broadcast programs, visits to museums, monuments, and memorials such as the Ark of Return, located right here at the Visitors Plaza of the United Nations headquarters. Through these activities, we do more than remember. We document and educate. We gain greater perspective. We find the delicate balance of learning from history so that we do not repeat it while leaving our pain behind. In doing so, we begin to heal individually within our immediate communities and also within the global community. This day of remembrance did not happen by accident. In 2006, our global community gathered here, just as we have done today, and resolved to designate the 25th of March of the following year a day of remembrance. It marked significant progress. Then the following year, in 2007, we decided to make the event an annual one so that the 25th March